Okay, everybody, we are underway. No laughing, no levity, no nothing. Carl could be watching, folks. I had to mute myself because I was laughing. Carl. Anyway, yes. CTM Mega Masters Round 1 Mustard Bracket Dooji versus Doodle. On the left side, it is Dooji. Dooji qualified into this tournament into seed number 40 with a 1.16 million average of his best 3 games played over a 90-minute qualifying period. Dooji is from Poland, has got a PB of 1.67 million. This is his first Mega Masters appearance. He's a former Future Circuit winner. That was back, not too far back, October 2024. Is the reigning Classic Tetris European champion, the reigning champion of the Poland Championship. Also finished top 4 in the Austria regional this year. On the right side, it is Doodle. 128 here for Doodle, 169 for Dooji. Doodle qualified into seed number 57 with a 1.07 million average of 3. Doodle's got a PB of 1.6 million. That would be good for about 61st or so-ish. I don't want to commit to a specific number, guys. You're like, actually, it's 62nd now? Okay. But that would be about 61st. That would be about 61st in the overall PB ranking. Doodle is a former Hopeful Circuit winner. That was back in March of 2023. Played in the gold bracket in CTWC in 2023 and 2024. Also played in the Philly Columbus regionals last year. And has over 150 games played on something called Eat My Elo. I don't know what that is, but that is a thing that exists. Eat My Elo. 290 for Doodle, 328 for Dooji. All right, a little T-tuck there for Dooji. All right, we got Doodle rooters and Dooji rooters as well. Tetris for Doodle, 358. 374 for Dooji. Gravity Child SF says, did I miss predictions? I don't know. Let's see. There has been no prediction, so I guess I can start one right now. That's going to be a top out for Doodle. Well, I guess that kind of sours the prediction. Dooji is good in game number 1. I guess let me change the prediction. So Dooji, you are good. You can top out. Three, 2, 1, Tetris. I did not put 0, which is possible. How do I cancel it? I have to cancel that prediction. That's not a good prediction at all. Can I delete? I'm going to delete it. It's not fair. I'm deleting and returning your points. All right, let's get rid of that seed checker. Man, I am Mr. ADHD today, that is for sure. 115 for Doodle, 95,000 for Dooji. All right, a little bit of drama on the board already for Doodle. This is not going to be an easy match for me because I got to say Doodle and Dooji, and I'm going to mess them up. I mean, I know it. So I'll just be quiet. I'll just mute the entire time. That was probably, I started off muted by accident. I should probably just stay muted. I'm sure about 3/4 of the viewership would love that. 186 for Dooji, 165 for Doodle. Doodle set up in column 4, gets a Tetris down and is set up for another. And we'll see. See if he's going to stay there. Official Looney RBSR says, it's funny when in Mega Masters there's more brackets, so there has to be more random colored brackets. I agree. I like the mustard color. Although some of these I'm kind of liking more than our traditional brackets, right? Like the navy, I like that blue much better than our blue. I like the maroon better than our red. I like, what was the other one that I liked? It was either the mint or the aquamarine that I like better than our green. And I kind of dig this mustard instead of orange. So I don't know. I could change them, but at this point you can't do that. But I could maybe put them in another tournament or change the Das Masters to those colors. I'm not sure. But I am enjoying these different colors. It's cool to look at. Of course, those colored brackets, those go all the way back to October 2018. That's when I made those up, and they've stayed the same. Those orange, blue, green, and red. That's because I thought these brackets were just hard to read. It was like hard to know where somebody was on the bracket. So it's like, where am I playing? And just kind of chunking it up into 4 chunks made it easier to find where you are. 443 for Dooji, 421 for Doodle. Of course, back then I was making the brackets on like a spreadsheet, like Google Docs or something. And so I just chose whatever pretty sure I chose whatever the colors were on that spreadsheet. Like just as their normal colors, or I don't know, is that what I did? God, I have to go back and think about that. I also consulted the NES color palette, I believe. 474 for Dooji, 471 for Doodle. And Dooji with a kind of weird looking board right now. Cole Bucket with the raid, party of 17. Thank you, Cole. Oh, and Doodle's left side is a problem. That's going to be a top out at 495. So Dooji needs to get to 495 plus anything, or 496 to take this one. Long bar is going to go down the middle. And Dooji is going to take game number 2 and go up very quickly, 2-0. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So imagine that. I'm human after all. All right, Dooji with Tetris number 1. Doodle says in chat, by the way, I've been down 0-2 to Dooji my last 2 sets with him. All right, there is a quick little pause. That's no problem. I think it was just a little accident on the controller. That is fine. No harm, no foul. Total accidental pause and unpause very quickly, so that is fine. That is when, in the spirit of pause. We are 4 followers away from 10,000 on this channel. So if you are watching and not following, help us out, get us to 10,000. I mean, nothing really special happens. You probably don't get any, it's not a big deal, I guess, but you go from 4 digits to 5 digits. It's pretty good. Jay in the window is there with the T. Okay, Tetris for Doodle 109. There's a Tetris into, was it column 8 for Dooji? And that is 171 now. But Dooji up almost about 40,000 points as we are in the early part of game 3. It spins, but you can't see it. Oh, I can't see the T-spin? Oh, got it. I wonder why I can't see it. Is it just because I'm in the stream layout or the stream manager view? Is that why? Official Looney says, I showed my friend a CTM match that was on level 18, and he said it was American Tetris. What does that mean? Oh, I have animated emote off. That's not true because I can see them when I'm in other channels, I think. I don't know. I'll have to see them. Because of the colors? Oh, American. Oh, I see. Red, white, and blue. Well, I mean, there's a lot of flags that have red, white, and blue. French Tetris, Russian Tetris, Texas Tetris, Chile. Red, white, and blue Scooty in the chat. Welcome, Blue Scooty. 294 for Doodle. 279 for Dooji. Oh, the Netherlands? The Netherlands, red, white, and blue? There's like a lot of red, white, and blue here, so I don't know. I would push back on that friend and say, listen, buddy, you don't know what you're talking about. All right, Doodle in the lead, 343 to 304. I mean, the UK, right? Great Britain. There's like a million flags that are red, white, and blue. Australia, New Zealand, Norway. I don't know. I think Norway is. Sweden? Is Sweden? No, Sweden's blue and yellow, isn't it? Sweden's blue and yellow. Oh, Iceland, not Norway. What is Norway's flag? Norway flag. I'm going to look at that. Is that what I'm thinking of? Or maybe I was thinking... Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, flag of Norway is that. Iceland. But yeah, not Sweden. Sweden is blue and yellow, like the IKEA logo. That's how I know. 448 for Doodle. Fighting up near the top of the board. Set up for a dirty. There's the bar for the dirty. That's going to help Doodle out a bit. If we go for a decider, we're going to have to decide where to put the decider logo for this one. Okay, Doodle setting up for another dirty. 498, 491 for Dooji. All right, Doodle is into 19 at 523. Dooji at 537. One line to go. Doodle really fighting for those 5 taps. Oh, kind of a misdrop for Dooji on the left side with the Z. That's going to cause him to be a little alarmed and scramble a bit. Now, Dooji got to fight his way out of this. Okay, Dooji happy now, nods, says, all right, I got this now. $5.51 Dooji, $6.15 for Doodle. Add one D-sider emote for every D on the screen. Well, now that's a thought, Cole. Now you're really saying something there, Cole. All right, 646 for Doodle, 585 for Dooji. Okay, Doodle trying to bring this down, uncovers again. Okay, still bringing it down. There is a triple and the Tetris for Doodle. Gonna bring this board back down. 693 Doodle. 622 for Dooji. Doodle ahead by only about 13,000 right now. So Dooji fighting his way back. But now Dooji does not have a great board. Has a dirty Tetris set up and gets it. Doodle's board starting to climb. Now starting to recess a bit. So it goes up and it comes down. All right, Dooji now in the lead by about 17,000. Doodle needs to get a bar or something over to the left. The bar gets left. He kind of dead drops one in the middle of the stack there, or just one. That's all right. He's bringing it down. Tetris Dooji 838, 795 Doodle. Tetris for Doodle 833. It's close. Dooji gets a Tetris on 27. Doodle now into 29. Doodle's got a 1.6 million PB, so there is some 29 here. But oh no, that's going to be a top out at 871. Dooji is already ahead and will move on to round two. Doodle, you got that dog in you though. I will admit that. You were fighting for it the whole time. If this was classic Heart Monthly, you would come in first. It's AkAtu and Dooji. Let's get them started in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. And this is definitely the first time we're starting this game and this match, right? It's totally the first time. Okay, on the left side, it is AkAtu, seed number 25, qualified into this tournament with a 1.28 million. That's an average of his best 3 games played in a 90-minute qualifier. That is the format. Did I say Finland already? Yes, that is where AkAtu is from. He's got an overall PB of 1.79 million. That's approximately 47th on the overall PB list. AkAtu also ranked number 22 in the most recent Premier poll. Dooji in a little bit of a pickle, and that's going to be a top out for Dooji. And AkAtu is good in game number 1 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. OJZJ. Anyway, we were introducing our friend AkAtu. We were telling you that he was ranked number 22 in the most recent Premier poll, that he's a future circuit winner. That was back in January 2024. A hopeful circuit winner in 2023. Also, top 4 in the 2022 to 2023 version of Classic Tetris Level 12. That was the one that was called CT12 Returns. On the right side, it is Dooji, qualified into seed 40 with a 1.6 million qualifier. And Dooji defeated Doodle 3-0 to make it here into round 2. The winner of this match will feed into Alex T, which is, of course, scary, but, you know, also fun, I guess. Anyway, Dooji's PB 1.67 million. This is Dooji's first Mega Masters appearance as a future circuit winner. That was all the way back in October of 2024. The reigning C-Tech champion, Classic Tetris European Championship. That was in 2024. Also, the reigning Polish champion. They have their own Polish championship out there. Dooji was the winner of that. Also, top 4 in the most recent Austria event. And that is our good friend, Duzy. And anytime I try to pronounce, names from Poland, I'll be like, Dooji. And they'll be like, no, it's Dooji. I'm like, oh. Like Dooji? No, it's Dooji. Oh, okay. Like, it sounds exactly the same to me. Kind of like when I say pull and pole as an American. And Liliana's like, no, it sounds the same. 233 for AkAtu, 180 for Dooji. Raymond Overfield on YouTube says, next month I will be getting Trace Vector album from their website. Raymond, thank you so much for doing that. They're great music and, a great supporter. And an integral part of this tournament for years. 270 for AkAtu, 226 for Dooji. This person on YouTube says, I have to qualify for one master event just to make Vandy struggle. And it's Chukashujak. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it is an obviously Polish name with lots of Z's and C's. No idea how that's pronounced. But yeah, please make it into Masters. I am wanting you to do it. That was not correct. No, it wasn't. But, listen, you U.S. Americans, I defy you to do better. Well, some of you probably can pronounce it correctly. There it is. Listen, dude, you just worry about playing Tetris, don't typing jabs at Vandy. 387 for Dooji, 387 for AkAtu. So it was really the same line, same score for Dooji and AkAtu. Let's see, what is it? Chicoshak? I don't know how. That is horrible. I don't know how you say that. It is. Yeah, that is like the most Polish name I've ever seen. Now, maybe during our 10,000 follower celebration stream, you guys can give me Polish words and have me try to pronounce them. That would be fun. 433 for Dooji. Tetris for AkAtu, 511. Another Tetris Dooji, 456. So we're getting close to that level 19 transition. We haven't seen one of those in this match so far. Game one ended a little early, and then, you know, the fake game one didn't get there either. All right, Dooji setting up, gets a long bar Tetris into 19 at 528. There's a little Vitz. Excuse me, Vitz. AkAtu, a little bit high on the board, getting into 19 at about 542, but kind of awkward transition, at least high anyway, into 19. It's a good, you know, solid board, but high. Still with a covered well. All right, takes that triple to knock it down, and a double to knock it down. A little bit of a mini drought. A triple to knock it down. A double to knock it down. And there, finally, the Tetris for AkAtu, 593. 605 for Dooji. The Dooji with the real-time lead and also lines in hand. Tetris AkAtu. About a 40,000 point lead for Dooji now that the lines are basically tied. Okay, 717 for AkAtu, 754 for Dooji. So still about that, you know, 40 something thousand point lead. Well, maybe a little more now for Dooji. Okay, Tetris Dooji, 814. We're into level 24. I don't know what the official name is for that or the unofficial official name, but I always think of it as like cotton candy or bubble gum or whatever. Now, when all those you know, the colors levels, like once you get to colors, like the glitch colors, all those have names. That were the regular colored levels also defined? Like, were they given a name as well? I don't remember. You know, you've got charcoal and dusk and this and that. Seems like these should have color, these should have unofficial names as well. 840 for AkAtu, Dooji, 959. So over a 100,000 point lead for Dooji as we approach level 28. AkAtu's into 28 now. Tetris AkAtu 946. Dooji's got the max out. Dooji could potentially get two more before 29. There's a Tetris for AkAtu into 29 at about 982 or so. Dooji's board up a little high here. Oh boy, transitions up pretty high on 29. Now just trying to wait out a bar. There, a bar gets over and another bar gets over for Dooji. B19, he brings it all the way back down to safety in the blink of an eye. All right, trying to stay composed here. Oh, kick at the bar to the left. And that's going to be a top out for Dooji at B23. The target for AkAtu is B23, 100, or B24, 100,000 point chase down for AkAtu. Tetris is here worth, you know, high 30,000s. So basically now they're worth about 40,000, somewhere in there. Needs to get to B24. Oh, and AkAtu kind of in trouble. See if he can get anything over. No, that's going to be a top out for AkAtu, and Dooji is going to hang on. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. I put seed in the chat and I meant to put the countdown. I do that all the time. All right, we are underway in game number 3. What was once a best of 5 is now a best of 3, virtually speaking, because there's only really 3 total games left if they tie each other up. I don't know. Very eloquent, Vandy. I'm humiliated myself in puzzles, losing to Dooji twice, although that's not actually that humiliating. Dooji, a really great player. But we're underway in game 3. We've been beset by internet issues on both sides, both players, but it's fine. We're getting through it. $74,000 for AkAtu, 76 for Dooji. As we get underway in, this is definitely the first time we have started game number 3. We have definitely not played 2 of these games twice in this match so far. That has not happened. 122 for AkAtu, 102 for Dooji. Dooji on the NES controller, I guess, or something like it, but on a console. AkAtu on the emulator and keyboard rolling. So if you haven't seen that, I don't know if I can quite get it on stream, but if you haven't seen that, it's pretty neat. You can see basically AkAtu hovers his finger over the directional key on his keyboard, whatever one he's going. And then instead of like rolling his fingers on the back of a controller, he rolls his finger onto his own finger. That's pretty wild. 241 for AkAtu, 247 for Dooji. Dooji with that little diving board long bar after kind of reaching for something on the desk. Not sure what that was, but caused a misdrop. Very little damage. And a Tetris for Dooji, 277. 309 for AkAtu. Dooji's capture, I agree. Dooji's capture is very good. Good cam, good capture. Bad internet. So you can have 2 out of 3 apparently. $334 AkAtu, 205 for Dooji. There's a Tetris Dooji, 328. AkAtu's going to uncover the column 10 well that is set up for potentially 2 Tetrises, but getting droughted. And the drought knows when to hit, The drought knows, okay, yeah, you got a high board. It's awkward. So here it comes. And this is legit drought, folks. Get out your trouts. It is a drought. Jay in the window knows. Finally, long bars for both players. They're able to Tetris off it. 376 AkAtu, 366 for Dooji. All right, Jay in the window and Doc Pie with the trouts. I mean, is that even a trout, though? It looks like a sea bass that's painted like a trout. Like it's a fake trout. 464 Dooji, 473 AkAtu. There's a Tetris AkAtu. And we are heading toward level 19. The speed will increase by 50%. Misdrop, kind of an over rotation, like a triple rotation or something of that L piece to the left. But that'll clear away fairly easily. Long bars in for both players. They are on exactly the same pieces here. Long bars over for both. 551 AkAtu, 522 for Dooji. You think it's a herring? Oh, it's a red herring. So we've been fooled into thinking it's a different fish, but it's actually a herring. Whoa, how meta. Well, the clip art package that I stole it from and adapted it to said it's a trout. AkAtu 598. There's one for Dooji. Can't use the next one for a Tetris, but get set up. And there's a Tetris Dooji 593. We have another broadcast after this. It'll be our final preliminary bracket. And that will be the orange bracket. The one that ultimately feeds into Dog playing Tetris, the number 1 seed. But it'll be Wallband, Anakomi, and Mark. Tetris Dooji 680. And then it's going to be sleepy time for Vandy. Like, I have not had a lot of sleep. Woke up early on Saturday for record store day, like very early, like at, I don't know, 4:45, something like that. Stood in line, bought records. 783 for AkAtu, 779 for Dooji. And got my traditional record store day treat of an Egg McMuffin. That's like my traditional treat after that, because I do love Egg McMuffins. 877 for Dooji, 883 for AkAtu. And then I had, Masters streams to do, Mega Masters streams, and then I went to an event. The event wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. 987 for Dooji, A18 for AkAtu. What records did I buy? I bought, we'll talk about it after 29 here. A24 for Dooji. There's a Tetris. A90 for AkAtu. We're into level 29. AkAtu's going to hang a bar on that left side, but gets an L piece over to help bring this stack down. Is set up one row off the bottom for a Tetris. Now waiting on a well-timed bar and cannot find one. B01. And AkAtu's going to top out at B01. Dooji cannot really just be set by the same pieces. And AkAtu is just barely going to hang on. So AkAtu goes up 2-1. Let's go. 3-2-1 Tetris. Dooji needs to win this one to stay in. Try to take that 40 seed and make it into that round of 32. AkAtu, of course, trying to defend his top 32 seeding. We really have one more bracket after this? Oh, my word. I'm dying. But anyway, yeah, yesterday was a long day. I was able to sneak in a nap. Oh, boy. Dooji starting off some trouble here. Oh, no, that's going to be a top out for Dooji at 6,400. So tops out on 18 without a Tetris. And that is gonna do it. Oh, Dooji, not like this. You know, I don't, as I always say, I don't really have any rooting interest, but you don't want people to lose like that. So disappointing. So sorry, Dooji, that it happened. GG's to you anyway. You did great. AkAtu, GG's to you as well. You will be moving on to the top 32. And wow, yeah, you never want it to go out like that. I mean, even AkAtu as the winner of the match, I'm sure would like to, you know, if he's gonna win, you want to win, you know, with a real challenge to your skills and to really, you know, play at the highest level. And that is always disappointing, but that is somehow that is sometimes how it happens. So AkAtu, we're going to go ahead and report this to the centralized Tetris reporting agency. And congratulations to you. You will be making it into the round of 32. Dooji, that was your first time in Mega Masters, and you advanced a round, and I think that is not the worst result. So congratulations to you, Dooji. Hope to see you again in future Masters events. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and, you know, we have 24 minutes until our next stream. I do want to take the opportunity to just have a quick break and also to separate the VODs out a little bit. So I'll just do a quick little thank you. We don't need to see the rest of AkAtu's game. We can check back in. Hey, everybody. This is your old pal, Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly. And I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.